Yep.
What a start to the year.
Yeah.
Not a start to the year, but I mean, what a year we've had.
Mm-hmm. We launched first episode last week after an absolute crazy process of getting everything together, but also just getting all of our thoughts out, but also just like the setup process sucked. the setup process sucked.
Well, we didn't know what we were doing.
No. We still don't.
That was a big thing. We didn't have a clue what we were doing, but we did it.
Yeah.
You edited it, so I'm proud of you. Shout out Marcus, but man, that was tough just getting out. I feel like, you know what? Judge it all you want. You know, let's be real. It wasn't, we don't know what we're doing. It was very evident. The editing on his part was what made it good.
It's what made it.
So,
yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, you just got to have a little bit of patience. The process, though, is going to be nice. I mean,
yeah.
Really...
Like, I feel like last week's episode, obviously, with the editing part, like, because I've never used Adobe Premiere before. I've always been a CapCut guy, and that's ended up finishing this off. What uploading it and editing it was on. Obviously, I genuinely wish I had more time and also just had figured out Premiere Pro a lot better. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's enjoying the suck. And the fact is, like, I try to make that deadline. Obviously, I think it dropped Saturday. I think it was Saturday. No, I think it dropped Sunday. No, Friday. Yeah, it dropped Friday night at 11:30. Yeah, but we did it at the end of the day. And thanks to Alvin and you and just all of us just working together to try to push something out. I think today's setup and overall the process, obviously, we're kind of behind on schedule, but it's just us trying to figure that out. But I definitely feel like getting the camera set up, getting the microphone set up, making sure that this records.
Yeah, that was
making sure that this records and everything. And then
this one was the Rodecaster Pro
2.
Yeah, 2 was way better than the first one.
Yes.
That one, I don't know what happened. In between 3 people, 3 different majors, we still couldn't figure it out.
We couldn't figure it out. But this one, plug and go, format the SD card, and we're good to go.
And we charged the camera.
Yes, we charged the damn camera, and then we got it back up.
He reminded me. I almost forgot. And you know what? Dude, I promise you, when I was thinking, like, I was at home, and I was like, dude, like, I feel like, should I charge the camera? Like, do they give it to you charged? And then as I was thinking that, you text me, and you're like, hey, like, did you charge the camera? I was like, no, I didn't. And now I was like, I'm just going to go put it on charger. But it's pretty easy. I thought I broke the thing. When I pulled out the battery, I was like, oh, my God. I was like, well, not my fault. But no, it was all good. You have to pop it out like that. It seems like you break things, but it's not broken.
No. Shall we get going with the episode?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. And we're live. Well, not really live because I said that last week. But we are back at it again with episode 2 of CN7 Sports Media, brought to you by Marcus,
Marcelo,
and we are missing our third man, the energy man, the man who is the light and spark of our show, and brings a lot of joy and a lot of smiles to our faces, but also very enthusiastic, just as much, or even if sometimes even more enthusiastic about sports than us. Alvin is not here for this episode. He might join us in later on today, or we might record a separate episode with him just to get his thoughts on everything that's going on right now. But without further ado, welcome back. If you've subscribed, if you liked, if you shared, and if you even watched the first episode and you're back for another one, we're here to bring it back because not only did we kind of figure this shit out,
a little bit.
We kind of figured it out a little bit. We're still going. We're working on getting an editor and stuff like that. But yeah, welcome back. and we're
Shout
excited for.
Shout out Alvin, bro.
Shout out Alvin. Shout out my boy.
Alvin, bro. He needs to be right here.
He needs to be right here with
That's
us. Transitioning to Bobcat recap of the week. 15 minutes on the docket. Bobcats lost. Bobcats lost in not the most. They didn't go down in a fight. They went down in an ass whooping. And
let's talk about
I didn't
Bobcats.
get a chance to watch the game, so I'm gonna give the floor to you, and you can kind of go from there.
So talking about the Bobcat game. Sorry, going back to what I was saying. There was a fight, obviously, but I watched the first half. The quarterback from Arizona State, I saw him play last year. Obviously, it's the same quarterback, am I right? I'm pretty sure it's the same quarterback. Who played with Scatterboo, but you know, I saw him last season, and I was like, okay, you know, nice. The first quarter was like, I was like, hey, you know, we're gonna do all right. You know, okay, it was 3-3. You know, I think the quarter ended 3-3, the first quarter. And I don't know what got into the Sun Devils, but shout out to them. I quickly noticed that there was a dog on that field. There was a dog. That quarterback pulled off like one of the craziest, like, you know, excuse my language, one of the craziest fuck it throws I've ever seen in my life. You know, it was like one of those, like, you remember Johnny Manziel versus, I think it was Bama?
Mm-hmm.
And he hits the ball and it comes out of his hand and he, like, catches it and he's like, you know, fuck it. And he throws it and it's a touchdown. You know what I mean? It's like the exact same vibe. Like, I was like, dude, what just happened? I thought we sacked him. And I'm like, oh, this is a sack. You know, I think if we pull up the clip of what I'm talking about, crazy play. It was all over Instagram, all over TikTok. And then, yeah, I mean, they started scoring. They had a wide receiver. I forgot his name, but he was, you know, he was really good.
Was it Jordan Tyson?
I think it was. He caught the most touchdowns.
That was a 30-yard bomb that took Arizona. That was their first touchdown of the second quarter. 30-yard throw took ASU up 10-3, and then 10:22 left in the fourth. Sam Levitt ran for a 1-yard run. Sam Levitt's their quarterback. He took him in for a 1-yard run, and then they scored another field goal, which ended the first half 20-3. And, you know, our big motto that we've been going by lately is anything can happen. And in this game, I went into that same mindset because I was looking at the score, and I was like, you know what, anything can happen. You know, something could happen, right?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And then third quarter hits. You say,
well, to be fair, by second quarter, I was already pretty demotivated, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, you know, you have faith in your team. But you know, you get a highlight put on you like that, and then what? Another score in the same quarter. You don't feel too confident. And to be fair, I want to say this. I can't even be mad at the Bobcats. You know, obviously, you know, if you want to really nitpick things, but I mean, for the most part, we're playing away. It's a big stadium. I've been to that stadium personally, like in person. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, say what you want about Arizona, but you know, it's a big stadium, and man, shout out to the boys. They put up a fight, but you know, just couldn't get it done. And they put highlight plays on us, so good exposure, I guess, to say the least, to keep it on a good note. But yeah, you know, that second quarter made me just, you know what?
No, you know what made it even worse is that when late in the third, with 2:17 left, they ran a 75-yard run on our asses.
I didn't even see. You see, I didn't even see that.
I'm just looking at this stat line. Mind you, we didn't watch it, but I'm gonna throw up the graphic. I'm gonna throw up the clip. But overall, just something that, you know, I know that we were all rooting for our school, obviously, because we love the Bobcats. We love Texas State University.
Not Arizona.
Not Arizona.
About to say Arizona. Not Arizona. Definitely not.
So
Arizona.
obviously we're gonna be down in the trenches with our team, and you know, this year just wasn't our year. And last year we almost had it, but then again, different quarterback, different team. And hopefully next year when we're in the Pac-12, we can definitely turn it around. And I believe that is the end of Bobcat recap. Now, transitioning on to a massive, massive story of the weekend, we're gonna be going. We're gonna be talking about the Canelo Crawford fight, arguably the biggest fight in fighting history, not boxing, not UFC, fighting history, and Crawford upsets. And also, guys,
a big fight.
Also, guys, we might have a quick segment for my brother, who is a massive boxing fan and MMA fan. We're gonna give him a call here in a bit once we kind of get our takes out. Did you watch all 12 rounds?
So I watched all 12 rounds. I was falling asleep through, I think it was round 8 through 10. And then they started throwing more aggressively. Like they met in the middle more. But yeah, I mean, I watched a good portion of the fight. I was very sleepy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Talking about the Crawford fight, just want to do a little quick shout out. There was a undercard. It was a Guatemalan guy against his name is Lester Martinez, and he fought. I forgot what his name was. Shout out to that guy too, though. There's boxing matches and then there's fights. Those guys fought. That other guy brought it to the Guatemalan guy. You can tell very quickly. He was like, "Oh, like you know what I mean? Like dude, this guy, you know, what is up with this guy?" But you know, they fought back. You know what I mean? He fought back. It was a great fight. They literally from until round 12, they just or however many rounds they fought, they were fighting. It was no boxing. They were just fighting. Mm-hmm. And yeah, my dad knew their trainer, so you know, shout out to that guy. Really good fight. If you didn't watch the undercards, start watching undercards. Sometimes they're way more entertaining than the main card.
If you're a true fight fan, you my brother who we're about to call, he will watch it from like the prelims of the prelims all the way to the main event. Like he'll spend his whole Saturday watching fighting because that's how much passion he has. And our family has the same passion. Similar to your family, we're huge fight fans. We've all been watching fights for the longest time. And my key takeaways from the main event, Canelo Crawford. By the way, like you said, W undercard. It was a really good W undercard.
I wasn't really too excited with the second to last fight, but you know, for the most part, it was a good undercards. But yeah. The main fight though, did we talk about it on the last podcast or was it off air?
It was off air.
So
but
off
we're gonna
air,
this is our after. We kind of went in a heated little argument in the group chat. So Marcelo,
not only in the group chat, but before we were recording the last episode, I think it was Alvin was like, "Who do y'all got, Crawford or Canelo?" And I was telling him, I told him, listen, like I obviously want Crawford to win. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. You look at me, you might think I want Canelo to win.
Come on now.
My family, I wouldn't say we're big Canelo fans, but my wife, she is. So yeah, I mean, I thought Canelo was comfy at that weight. I thought, he was gonna.
It's been his weight class for.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was gonna, put up a better performance and. In my heart, I was like, I obviously want an American fighter to win. Most of the times when Canelo fights, if he doesn't fight an American fighter, I go for Canelo because of my wife. So, but no, shout out Canelo. He's a really good fighter. But I mean, damn, I didn't expect that. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. I always want to see an American win, especially when you have a story like Crawford. But dude, outboxing Canelo.
Those were words that I would never think would come out of my mouth, nor any other boxing fan's mouth.
I mean, I thought it was possible, right? But in that, unanimously,
yeah, and then on top of that, at that weight class, I mean, like it seems throughout the whole fight, like Canelo, there was like spurts of just like prime Canelo, and there was
he just couldn't get it though.
He just couldn't.
He wanted to be there, but
like he was trying to calculate Crawford, but he just could not figure him out. Like Canelo is notoriously always spent 1 to 3 rounds trying to calculate and trying to figure out his opponent before he goes like kill mode. And it got to round 6, and then it got to round 6, and then 8, and then by the time it hit 10, I was like, all right, these are the championship rounds. Crawford might struggle. No, he looked like he'd been fighting at 168 for a while.
No, yeah,
like years.
He was good at that weight.
And just his fight. I mean, I had high hopes for Canelo. I mean, his last fight against Skull, he did not do the best, and we gave him the benefit of the doubt because Skull kept running the whole fight. But then his fight before that, he kicked ass. And then his fight before that kicked ass. But this fight is just very disappointing. And then even in the post fight, they asked him, "Will you want to do this again?" And he said, "Well, I feel good. I feel great. I think I could still do this." But he never gave a full confirmation on whether he would fight Crawford again. Me personally, he came up 2 weight classes and took your belts.
Yeah, he took all his belts,
He took all his belts.
That's the
but
first time I've
the
seen
respectful
that.
thing about Crawford, though, which really gave me a lot of respect for him. I mean, I've had respect for Crawford ever since he took down Terrence. Or no, ever since he took down Terrence. No. Oh shit.
Was it a Shakur?
No.
He didn't fight Shakur, right?
It's the fight that my brother just like forever will hate. Earl Spence.
Yeah.
I've had respect for him ever since that. But he actually gave Canelo his belts back because he just wanted the titles. He didn't care about the belts.
But
and
I mean, he gets those belts back, right?
No. He gave them back to Canelo because even if Canelo has them in his possession, the titles belong to Bud Crawford.
Well, yeah. So I mean, he gets his own set of custom belts now.
Yeah, he can make his own custom belts, but at the end of the day, like legally and officially, he is a 168 champ.
Yeah, so he took his belts.
And overall, just kind of disappointed. I'm kind of just disappointed, in Canelo. But my words don't really matter when I have a brother that is a boxing and a fighting aficionado. And so we're going to give him a call right now. And I'm going to hear his takes.
All right.
We're going to see. Hey, brother. You're on the show. We're recording right now, and we have a segment called Devin's Corner. And so just kind of want to get your takes overall on the Canelo fight, Canelo Crawford, and just your key takeaway from it. So if you want to go ahead.
Like just talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Canelo's mindset was there, but his feet weren't behind him. Sloppy footwork, sloppy punches. Crawford, probably the second best footwork in boxing right now. The outside work was really pretty, and then everyone thought he wouldn't be able to do inside work, and he was piecing up Canelo on the inside pretty easily. He didn't even have any mouses on his eye, no bruises, no bumps, no cuts. I mean, Canelo looked bad, but I think he threw like 9 jabs within like the first 6 rounds, which is like awful. Didn't set anything up. He was waiting on that big right hand over the top, left hook, while Crawford was moving on the ropes. But Crawford knew. I mean, there's only so much you can set up with one punch, which is one punch. And then Crawford was setting everything up perfectly. I mean, he caught with the same hand a punch and threw it back with the same hand. And Canelo looked like he had never seen that happen before. So, I mean, I don't know what he was training for, but it didn't work out.
Yeah. And another thing that I noticed is just like a lot of us were all just waiting for that one moment where, that Caleb Plant Canelo where he just started going off. And I think that Canelo didn't really find his leeway to go ahead and catch that. And he couldn't find his leeway to catch that. But the main thing that I saw is like after the fight, they asked him if he would come back, and he never really gave a clear answer. So do you think we'll see Canelo back in the ring?
Yeah, he has 2 more fights on his contract, and I think he wants to make that bread. So.
Do you think he will go against Crawford again, or do you think he'll go on to take something easier?
Honestly, I don't know. It depends. I mean, if something happens within like the next 3 months where Crawford says something Canelo doesn't like, and Canelo's like, okay, I'll run a rematch. But I think realistically, 2 money fights is probably the move.
All right. Well, thank you guys. That is Devin's corner. And he'll be back for the next episode. He'll be joining us just about every episode after every fight. If there's a big fight, he'll be there. How's that, brother?
Sounds good.
All right. Love you, brother. Bye.
All right, love you too.
All right, guys. That was my brother. He knows boxing, MMA, more than probably all of us combined. This man has been studying fighting forever. And so I thought it would be very important to include a segment of our show. By the way, timeout on that. Alvin is here.
What's up, y'all?
Talking to the mic.
What's up, y'all? That's not bad to be here.
Hey.
What?
What?
I was going with that. I was like,
Yeah. Hey, but Alvin's here, our third man. We were talking about him we were talking about you at the beginning of the episode. Sorry guys.
nah, dude,
How much we
Marcus
miss
was
you.
talking mad shit about
No. I love you, man. We love you. We love you over here. So now y'all have to share a mic. I mean, at this point, from now on, yes, that might have to be the case.
That's how it is, man.
It's all good.
That's how it
But
is.
the good thing is I figured out the audio thing on Premiere Pro, so we're good. But heading back to the episode, like I said, welcome back, Alvin.
How are you feeling?
Yes.
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. Just finished my test. I think I aced that.
How'd you do?
I think I aced it. I ain't
Mhm.
gonna lie.
What was it on?
Knew
What was it
about it. Functional biology. Yeah.
I don't even know what you're studying.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
I just know it works.
I was like, all right, cool. Well, I'm glad you feel like you aced it. How do you feel about we were talking about the Crawford fight. I know me and you are pretty happy. Huh? We're pretty happy.
Oh man, I knew Crawford was gonna win that. I saw the last couple fights from Canelo. He doesn't look like the old Canelo. You know, he still has the form. He still has some of that power. He just doesn't have that dog in him like he used to. And I could see that Crawford still did. So I already knew that Crawford would be able to put on a show against the old and somewhat worn out, Canelo. He's still a legend, but I feel like his time is over. His era is over. I'm not sure if he's going to fight 2 more fights. Probably for the money. It makes sense. But in my humble opinion, the legend of Canelo is pretty much at its end.
But we cannot take away the fact that this man is definitely still in the run for the go. I mean, like at the end of the day, you can take away the fact that he lost to a 145er. But at the end of the day, the man has done so much, not only for boxing, but for Mexican boxers. Like his predecessor before him, Julio Cesar Chavez, who did a lot for boxing. And then also you have...
My parents be talking about
his
Julio Cesar
ex-promoter.
Chavez, like if he was some
Yeah.
they be saying like he was a real fighter. My
And-
parents don't really like Canelo, but they say that Julio Cesar was that man. So
But at the end of the
What
day,
you want about that?
no matter what, Canelo cemented his legacy forever in boxing, in fighting. So at the end of the day, I mean, shit happens. You know, like LeBron still think Canelo, or people think LeBron's a GOAT. People still think MJ's a GOAT, and it's a vice versa thing. Me personally, I was raised right, so I was raised as MJ's the GOAT. Shout out my pops for that one. Always. MJ's always GOAT. See, this is why we're all cool, and this is why I love
I'm not
our.
gonna go there. I'm not
This
gonna
is
go
this
there.
is why I love our group, because we all differentiate in terms of opinions. One of us will always probably go against the grain. But yeah, overall fight key takeaways. My key takeaway that I was telling him is the fact that even though he has 2 contracts left, I think he needs a dog. Like he fought somebody that didn't piss him off, and we've seen what happens when somebody pisses him off. They end up on the canvas.
Now I wanna interject. Do you think him having, because I think he just had another kid, and he has a couple small kids. Do you think that has something to do with, how his quality of his fighting now, or his mindset where he's at? Do you think he's gonna wanna, do you think he's even gonna be able to get mad, how he used to? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I know exactly what you mean.
Do you think him being I guess now like more concerned with being a father? Because let's look up how old Canelo is.
I think
35.
he's 30. Yeah, he's in his mid to late 30s.
And I believe Crawford's 37.
Yeah, he's 35. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're thinking more about the health for your kids. I mean, at least I would. I mean, I'm sure he is. So, do you guys think that's gonna play a part in how he goes about, if he goes about these next two fights, or what you were saying to how his recent performances and what Alvin was saying, how he isn't really, I mean, last fight he just wasn't, like you said, he wasn't how we know Canelo to be. Like when he fought Triple G, I thought it was gonna be somewhat of that fight. I thought Crawford and him were just gonna meet in the middle and it was gonna be a slugfest. But no, I mean,
But even then, like with Munguia, with Jaime Munguia, when he fought him, he knocked Jaime Munguia down, right? But he didn't finish him. And the thing about Canelo is that one, if he likes you, he might knock you down, but he won't finish you. With Caleb Plant, he didn't like him. With the guy, like when he was going on a generational belt run where he took everybody's belts, he possibly could. He knocked all of them out, right? He knocked all of them out, TKO, KO, whatever. And then all of them had one thing in common, or two things. They all had a belt, and they all pissed him off. And that's what happened. With Skull kind of did the same thing, except the man just ran around the ring the entire time. Even then, that was the only benefit of the doubt we gave Canelo. With this one, they just had too much respect for each other it was just more so like chess. Because that's all it is. Because when you're watching two masters fight, all it is just chess. And it might end in one way or the other, but nobody's going to go down. Especially when we know that both of them have an amazing chin. Like, God tier chins. So,
I have to get those out there.
But those are me and Marcelo's key takeaways.
You see an opening? You know what I'm saying?
Alvin, what was your key takeaway?
Key takeaway from the entire fight is Crawford just had him completely outmaneuvered. From the fight, you could easily tell that Canelo was getting easily frustrated every time. Every time he tried to go in for something, he got hit with a jab, hit with something. He just couldn't figure out his style. And back to what he was talking about his family being a contributing factor to him, maybe not taking the next two fights and not being the same. I can agree on that. There's been way too many injuries in the sport that's been life-altering, completely debilitating, and he wants to be a father, so it's going to make a lot of sense that his family is going to be a very key part into his next decision, continuing the fighting and showing his style. He's not, as I said before, he doesn't have the dog mentality, he doesn't have that fire mentality. He might be a little bit, I'm not going to say scared, but worried about getting injured and not being able to
yeah, for sure. It's a valid concern. Yeah, and to piggyback off what you said, it's almost like when drivers lose that feeling to make that gap. It's like, maybe he was like, I don't want to get knocked out in front of my kids tonight. I don't want to play it too risky. I don't want to get caught on the inside. But, I feel for him, man. But, I mean, hey, man, you can't take away from what Crawford did. He took advantage of Canelo having an off night and just completely, he had a perfect fight. And even if Canelo would have been at his best, I don't know how he would have matched up against that Crawford. He seemed so confident, even from his walk-in.
If it was the Caleb Plant Canelo that we saw, it might have gone a different way.
A little bit.
Yeah, it might have definitely gone a different way. But
for sure, it would have been definitely more of a slugfest, like I said.
Oh yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
you really take this away from Crawford saying it was a
slugfest.
No. He was definitely
no. But I mean, like, I don't know if you saw the undercard, but we were talking about that. Like, I'm talking about like that. Like, those guys were just no defense.
I think it was the co-main event.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, the co-main event.
Guy Lester Martinez, and I forgot.
I remember seeing it. I saw a scrimmage of that a little bit.
I think they called it a draw.
It was a draw, but they literally like I'm talking about no defense, straight hands. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? But that's like that. I thought that's how maybe the Crawford and Canelo fight was gonna go, but it was a slugfest. Like towards the later rounds, I mean, they were just throwing at that weight for you to be throwing eating punches like that is.
They were throwing to the final millisecond, dog.
Yo.
So
round 9, I believe, is when they really got into it. After Canelo won, I believe, round 8. Before that, Crawford stood up there. He really hit him with it. He just my favorite round by far.
No, yeah, and I just want to reiterate how comfortable Crawford looked. I mean, even from the walkout, you can just tell he was like, "I got this." Like, he wasn't scared. No, I'm not saying Canelo was scared, but man, compared to Crawford, dude, he brought it that night. Spectacular fight. I love to see an American win, always. So, man, I was super happy. I was telling them about what we talked about last podcast. I was telling you that, I think Canelo's comfy at this weight, so it's going to be harder for Crawford. and I was pleasantly surprised, and I was proven very wrong that he brought it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I mean, my brother said it best. My brother said it best. That's all I'm gonna say. My brother said it best. He said it better than all of us. I mean, like, the man, like I was saying, I know ball. Put that like I said, I'm not glazing my brother. I love him to death. But at the end of the day, like he said it best. Canelo had the better Crawford had the better footwork. Crawford was just orchestrating the whole fight, and even though we saw spurts of Canelo pushing forward, at the beginning of the fight, it was Crawford's night at the end of the night. Now, as we transition from fighting, we also want to transition to something that one of us is very passionate about, one of us loves the most, and me and Alvin are gonna kind of learn something today. We're gonna learn something today. So if you want to get closer this way, yeah.
Champions League soccer is going on. I'm gonna bring up the tables. And
mind y'all, me and Alvin, I don't know.
So
about
do you guys
Alvin.
want me
I
to
have
explain?
No clue
do you guys want me to explain to you what the Champions League is? So maybe like anyone out there doesn't
please.
know. Okay, so in soccer, there's different leagues in different European countries, right? So like England, they're very famous. They have a pretty big league, the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys heard of teams Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United. Some teams like that.
Tottenham.
Tottenham, yeah, they play over there in England. So, and then teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, they play in the Spanish league, right? So there's different leagues in Europe, and all the European leagues they play I guess like what you would call a championship, but it's called the Champions League, right? So it's like a little sub league, but only for the first and second place. If you get, for example, if you finish first in your season. Right, you qualify for Champions League. If you finish second, you also qualify for Champions League, right? And then third and fourth qualify for a different league. Anyways, Champions League, ultra competitive, obviously, because you have first and second place. If you place at the end of your season first, obviously you won the league. Second, very good too. But this season is pretty interesting. So they changed up the format. It used to be different. I'm not going to go into really explaining the rules because it's a little boring, but let's take a look at these games.
What the hell is an offside? Like, I don't.
I have no freaking clue.
Like, how can something be offside? I don't get it.
So
put it in like NFL terms.
This is the back line, right?
In NFL terms, like is there an offsides in NFL?
No. I'm saying like okay.
No, I'm asking you. Like, is there a false start?
Yeah.
Okay, so like it's almost like a false start. So like, let's say. Usually there's like 4 or 3 defenders in the back, right? Mm-hmm. And they kind of hold like an imaginary line. Mm-hmm. But the last defender, he holds that line, right? So like if we pull up a clip, right? There's going to be 4 defenders, right? Mm-hmm. So let me show you a visual.
So
just to quickly explain it, yeah. So they have that back line. And if there's an offensive player behind that last defender, it's an offsides. If he receives the ball behind him, even if it's like like a couple like feet, like a couple centimeters behind him, you're offsides. Okay. So that's what that is. Like I don't really know how to put it into NFL terms, but that's like the best way I can describe it. So it'll prevent people from just standing in like the goal, by the goal and just waiting for someone to punt it and get it. It allows for everyone to be like in motion. Does that make sense?
It's like goaltending in basketball,
kind of.
basically.
Yeah, kind of like goaltending. Then.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. The only thing that confuses me is that I've always wished I could see like a high-scoring game, because I think that would make it more exciting. Because like I don't know Alvin's reason, but the reason I never really liked watching soccer or what people call football, because we call football something else, and that's a religion right there, is that the fact that like. I just wish the games were higher scoring because every time I would just catch a soccer game on, it would be pass, steal, pass, steal, pass, and then about 45 minutes later, you get 1-0 is what they call it, and I'm just like, wow. You watch people pass around the whole. No, I'm not describing.
No, for sure. Like, yeah, but I mean, I definitely get it. But I mean, I guess it's almost like when like there's no drives in football. It's almost like that, but you see the beauty in it if you've played or if you've been around it. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's kind of like that. You see some people dribbling. You know, it's nice. If you've played it, you appreciate, you know, what's going on. But yeah, no, for sure. Sometimes, you know, even if you're a football fan, a soccer fan, 0-0 games, 1-0 games, they're boring. You know what I mean? You can't beat around it unless it was like sometimes there's very like back and forth. They hit the post. You know, it's like very, very back and forth. You guys need to watch South American soccer games. So like Argentina, Brazil, those guys are like putting flares up in the crowd and like beating on drums, and like that's like the real, like, you know what I mean? You get like doom 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 like the whole game, you know what I mean? If we could pull up a clip of that. But yeah, like that it gets pretty cool. But yeah, going back to Champions League, do you guys what soccer players are you guys familiar with? Anyone? Holland?
Yeah.
Okay,
Lionel
he's
Messi,
playing in the Champions League.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Pele. Who?
Okay.
like, bro, like if you ask me about NFL player, like ask us about college football, and
For
yeah,
sure,
of course.
for sure.
But that's why we love you here.
All right.
And
all
that,
right.
yeah. So
I mean,
lay it
yeah.
on
So
us.
you
Pause.
definitely you probably have a little bit more. Yeah, bro, pause.
Sorry, a bit more.
A little bit. Okay. So yeah. I mean, these like. Yeah, he said lay it on us, dude. I can't even.
I said pause immediately after though. I said
man.
pause immediately. Come on now.
All right. Well,
Sorry, Dad.
speaking of pause, Mbappe and Real Madrid. I'm personally a Barcelona fan. Grew up Barcelona. That's like I guess it's like if you're a 49ers or a Cowboys fan. You know, you choose one, you're the other. You know what I mean? Or I guess it's like you're a Lakers or you're a Celtics fan. You know, you choose one or the other. It's not no in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a Barca fan, but we have to cover what's going on with Real Madrid. They won off of questionable decisions. Let's just say Real Madrid have things going their way a lot more recently. Today, who played? Sorry, I need this. Here you go.
it's the squeak.
But it's all good. Okay, so let's see. So we don't care about most of these teams. These are like, for example, and for those of you guys don't know, we should pull up what I'm looking at, which is the matches from leg 1 of 2. So it's the first games of the Champions League. So you get divided into groups. So you know how I told you it's first and second from every league? Okay, so you get divided into groups, right?
6? Oh, damn.
Yeah, so there is high-scoring games because most of the times, like, let's say you have, like, you know how I told you those big leagues, like in England, Spain, they have those big teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you play another European country that doesn't have a big team,
Yeah.
you know, you see the big difference in, you know, the quality. But yeah, I mean, we don't really care too much about, you know, and for those guys out there, I mean, I doubt you're supporting probably Benfica, Fibonacci. It was a 0-0, boring game, snooze fest. Club Brugge, Rangers, 6-0.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I thought there was an earthquake because Alvin was like moving his feet.
Oh, shoot, my bad.
Dude, I was like, I started feeling the table. They're going to see this. I started feeling the table. I was like, I feel so bad for interrupting you.
No, you're
but
good,
I started
you're
feeling
good.
the table. I was like, is there an earthquake? Are we missing this? All right, my bad, Marcelo. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. But anyways, so the big games, Arsenal Athletic Club. Quick, for anyone who doesn't know about the team Athletic Club, they're a team in Spain. They can only sign players from not even only Spain, but from a specific region in Spain. And they're like a multi-million-dollar team. They've been able to sustain themselves. It's a common thing in soccer. Not a common thing, but it happens. So there's another team in Mexico called Chivas. They can only sign players from Mexico. So they can't have any other foreign players on their team. It has to just be Mexicans. Okay. And for this team, it's even more specific because they have to be from a region, the Basque region in Spain. So don't ask me if I know where it's at. My ancestry said that's where my descendants are from. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, they played Arsenal. Arsenal's been a historically good team. You guys probably haven't heard of them, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're a soccer,
I've heard of Arsenal.
Well, yeah. So they've had great players. Right now, they have this guy Bukayo Saka. He's hurt right now. They've signed some new players. I'm unfortunately an Arsenal fan. Yes, I will say I'm unfortunately
You know
an
what?
Arsenal
They
fan.
were on. It's because I'm a big KSI fan, so I've been watching KSI for a
so,
minute. So like, I found out what was going on with Arsenal through like him. So all I know is that last year they were on on a run. Like they were
we
going.
had a year
They were
where we
going
did
off.
everything right to win the Premier League, and that, and even in soccer, that's known as a very competitive league. We were there. We do what we do best.
Mhm.
We choked.
Like the Cowboys.
So,
right there.
So yeah, that happened, man. Man City, Holland, they won
Man
that
City.
season. It is what it is.
Cool.
Whatever. So
Guess I'm a Man City fan now.
yeah.
Let's go.
So going to an interesting game that happened: Real Madrid, Marseille. I'm butchering the French team, but that's a French team. Real Madrid. Pull it up for you guys. Interesting game. Mbappe scored. I think he scored twice. Listen, Real Madrid is a little questionable. They're not what everyone said they were going to be. Now, don't get me wrong. They're good. They're good. They're always going to be good. Real Madrid, for those of you guys who don't know, they always sign the best players. There are certain teams like the Spurs who they develop their players, right? And then there's teams like the Lakers who just always have like the best players. They're always going to get the best players, you know what I mean? Because they're the Lakers. Same thing with Real Madrid. They always have the best players. They develop players every now and then, but for the most part, they're known for just always having. They signed Cristiano Ronaldo from Manchester United. Yeah. Okay. If you didn't know that, yeah, so yeah, I mean, they always have and then they pay stupendous fees for players. Barcelona, they're more known for developing players. So they developed Messi. They brought him when he was I don't want to butcher his story, but they brought him when he was younger, gave him growth hormones. Because Messi that's why he's short. If you didn't know that, Messi had a growth hormone deficiency. No, I have a hormone disorder! He's going to be way shorter, but he couldn't afford, I guess the story was he couldn't afford the medicine back in Argentina. The Barcelona gave him an opportunity, like, hey, we'll pay your growth hormones and we'll develop you over here in Spain. And, the rest is history. Ever since then, Messi's been on a tear. He's obviously not with Barcelona anymore. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. Barcelona plays soon. I think they play tomorrow at 2 p.m. They play Newcastle. It's going to be a good game. Going back to the past games, Juventus Dortmund 4-4. What a game. These teams are like, Juventus was historically known. You guys probably won't know, but Juventus is an Italian team, historically known for being great. Scandalous. They've always had legal issues.
Okay.
Not even exaggerating.
Let's be real. What sport is nowhere near like?
Let's be real.
Every sport
Let's
is scandalous.
respect them, man. They're out in the open about it. Fuck it, dude.
Sound like the Raiders to me.
Man.
Saints.
And Dortmund's a German team. This is probably going to be the only time I explain this, by the way, just so you guys have an idea of who we're talking about during the season, because Champions League isn't all the time. I'm not going to be yapping this much all the time, guys. It's only Champions League day today and tomorrow, so I'll be covering the next podcast a little bit of what happened the last games. But yeah, to close off, Bayern beat Chelsea 3-1. Chelsea, I don't know if you guys heard of them, another English team. Bayern's a German team. They're like the Real Madrid of Germany. They just always have the best players. PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. You guys have probably heard of them from Neymar, Mbappe.
And they're sponsored by Jordan. That's the only reason.
Yeah, so they obviously beat Atalanta, an Italian team. They beat them 4-0. Listen, Paris, they won the Champions League last year. The year after Mbappe left, everyone said, we have Mbappe. Why aren't we winning Champions League? They had Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi on the same team at one point. You guys didn't know that. And guess what?
And they choked it like Arsenal?
I don't even think they got the chance to choke.
Like, did they play bad? Did they play God like on another team? Like
it happens. They had obviously super great glimpses. You put 3 players like that, but in soccer, it's not just 3 people. It's 11. You know what I mean? So it's if your other team. Well, you see, the real problem will happen is that they signed a whole bunch of players at the same time. These guys don't have enough chemistry to play together. And everyone's pressuring them, hey, you guys are the biggest players in the world. You have this super team. Go win. It's like, go win the finals. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we don't even have a year of playing with each other. Like, you know what I mean? Messi only stayed for, I think, about a year, dipped to Miami. But, Yeah, man. I mean, PSG, they've had a great season. They won last year, the Champions League, the year after Mbappe left, which feels good for a lot of Paris fans, I assume. They had so much drama with the Mbappe situation. They had him, right? Didn't want to let him go. They did not want to let him go to Real Madrid. It was rumored for, you guys don't know this, but I'm letting you guys know. It was rumored for like 3 years. It's like saying, dude, LeBron's going to go back to the Cavs for like 3 years. And you keep saying the same thing. This is the year. He's even posting about it, learning, I mean, this guy was learning Spanish 3 years before he transferred to you know what I mean, to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They had this whole drama. They didn't want to let him go, money problems, whatever. Finally, let him go all salty. Then they won the Champions League. Which is the hardest thing to do in soccer, apart from winning a World Cup. I mean, crazy. Liverpool.
That's a massive FU.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Liverpool, however, is an example of when you do what Paris did, but you do it right. They have signed...
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool have signed
He even said it in the accent.
Craziest transfer window I think I've seen. They sold a bunch of players from back then. They had... I don't know if you guys know who Suarez is. But yeah, so anyways, they're just known. They've had great players always. But now... they signed just imagine all the up and coming talent. I don't know if you guys are familiar with NBA. It's like going and signing Stephon Castle, and all these first round picks. Dude, geez, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're working right now. They're dominating. They beat Atletico de Madrid, another Spanish team. They're the rivals of Real Madrid, apart from Barcelona. They play in the same city. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Obviously, it's gonna be more in depth. I'll have everything what I said on my channel, but to keep it short, Champions League, first and second from the leagues in Europe, you qualify for Champions League. The biggest leagues in soccer are in Europe. They're big here in South America, but they're not as competitive to an extent as they are in, Europe. So, yeah, so these games, interesting. I'm going to be talking about them. Crazy games. We're going to be popping up clips of some of the stuff that we said, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, I mean, all for it before we end off and talk about college football.
First and foremost, I just want to say that if me and Alvin look heavily disinterested, it's not that. It's just more so the fact that we are so interested in this man because if anything, he can talk about football all day, but when it comes to soccer, that is his love and passion, and we absolutely love him for it because not only does it bring a different aspect to the show, but it also sheds light to a different fan base. And I genuinely love when you talk about something that you love. No homo. We gotta get that in there. Gotta get that there. But I'm interested to see, where the Champions League goes, and then on top of that, we have the World Cup.
Yeah, we'll be following it all season.
Yeah, we'll be following it all season. And more so, not any questions. Is more so the fact that besides the fact that I want to have this with you. Oh my gosh!
Damn.
Pause. Oh, dude, it just gets worse. But we gotta have a segment like this every week. Just to shed light because we're not always gonna talk about CFB and NFL. There's always that. So main question is just still. Would you wish that soccer would be kind of simplified or not simplified, but if they could extend times? I know they do overtimes and stuff like that if it goes a 0-0. But would you want it all just kind of be just under one umbrella, like one league instead of all these multiple leagues? You know what I'm saying? Because in boxing, there's different boxing associations, but at the end of the day, they all So, is there ever a time where they all just kind of...
It's kind of different than... Because here, we're all playing in the same country, right? So, it's very easy to divide conferences and, whatever. But over there, they're playing in different countries. So, every country has their own league, right? Their league is I guess, how we follow the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, it's like if in... and I'm using NBA terms, but I guess I'll use NFL terms. If there was, a bunch of NFL teams around the world... You know what I mean? And let's say the first and second, the first from the AFC and the second, and the first from the other conference. Sorry, that's how I'm not. First from those conferences, they play against all the other
leagues. You know what I mean? You make that a whole other league. That's how this is. So I mean, I wouldn't really change it just because it's been like that forever, and it's always so interesting seeing like the pinnacle. I mean, I could cover leagues, but I mean, I think it's just way better to cover Champions League because it's the best of the best.
From
It's like,
each country?
You know, from
okay.
each European country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
but would you ever see like Tottenham against Real Madrid? Like,
well,
would you ever
I
see
mean,
that?
we're gonna see it this season. They qualified for
Okay.
Champions League.
Okay.
And then that was surprising. So. Yeah.
What do you think about Tottenham? Shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We love Tottenham. We love Tottenham.
I'm just very I mean, look, we won. I support Arsenal, but just not good games. Even I can't even shit on Tottenham right now because you know we play them. I don't know. But yeah, going what, college football?
Yeah, let's go ahead and transition to CFB. We have our CFB analyst here with us today, Alvin. Great NFL and CFB analyst with us today. I took some notes down, sent it down to the boys, but we all kind of have our own opinions. So going up on the graphic right here, you guys are going to see CFB Week 3 top 5 takeaways from CN7 Sports Media. First top takeaway that I got was Georgia escapes Tennessee. And it is arguably the game of the week. You know, game of the week for Week 3. You know, it kind of reminded me a bit of like Bills Ravens, where I thought Tennessee had that, but ultimately Georgia came through in the final quarter. You know, defense pulled some amazing stops. Aguilar couldn't fully get the job done, and Georgia won, and that's my game of the week. It was an awesome game to watch. Like, as a football fan, we love, and we talked about this last week, we love watching games that are hyper competitive like that, where it can go either way, or a team comes back and wins it all. That was definitely my game of the week. What are your thoughts on the first takeaway?
That was an electric game. I was studying. I had to put my book down. I had to lock in. That thing was amazing. On Joey Aguilar and to the Tennessee fans, I feel like you should be pretty happy with that game. You know, from last year to this year, it's a complete difference in quarterback play and the way the offensive scheme is running. Because last year, in my humble opinion, it wasn't the most complex thing. It felt really simple, and Nico felt like he was mainly game managing for most of the games. This year, to me, Tennessee looks like an entirely different offense. Their defense is electric, even though they gave up 40 points. It is to Georgia. I feel like if you're a Tennessee fan, you should still be pretty happy with the way this team is going, you know? And I feel like this is a bounce back game for Tennessee to look up and, you know, fix their mistakes, you know? The kicker that missed, you know, it was his first time. You know, he'd never been in that situation before. So I can see why he missed that. You know, if I was in that situation, I would have shanked it to the freaking stands, right to the left of me. I would have no chance on that. But for Georgia's side, you know, it's Georgia. You know, it's good to see that they still have that dog mentality and, you know, they still have that fight in them. They still, you know, pushing the chains, you know. And, you know, it's something I want to see a change in Georgia. It's not those late game starts against really good teams. Because I've seen sort of a small pattern when they're playing a really, really good team. The defense just sort of takes a large step back. You know, it just seems like they're just fighting on the back of their heels, trying to, you know, keep up with the team and trying to lock them down, and they're never really doing that. And then the offense, you know, it was pretty nice to see that the offense is still, you know, flowing even without Carson Beck with their new quarterback. It's a nice thing to see.
Yeah, and their Georgia starting quarterback is the same one who put us out of the playoffs and national championship contention. But before we move on Marcelo's take, we would get stomped. Before we move on to Marcelo's take, also, I don't know if y'all know this, but Tennessee has been losing to Georgia every year, I think, for the past 8 years, and this was one of their closest games. I think I saw one last year where Georgia literally took it in the final seconds with a last-second touchdown, where Tennessee thought they had it, but they didn't. Tennessee had it, and then they didn't. Marcelo?
I mean, I feel bad for that kicker. You know, you can't make any excuses. Poop the scoot on that one. But you know, shout out Georgia. They took advantage of that mistake. You know, they scored. Tennessee couldn't get it done, and you know, I don't really have much else to say. It was a great game. It was a very, very good game. Shout out my brother Aguilar. We had the same last name, so I've been following Tennessee. But yeah, man, poor kicker.
I wonder how that Monday was after he had to walk around campus and people recognized him from the game.
He probably didn't even walk around campus.
Oh, bro,
I
would enter the transfer portal immediately. Like I just
I mean, but shout out if he comes back from that. I mean, shout out him, dude. That is very. Especially just in the circumstance you haven't been Georgia in so long. It's just,
that weight and that pressure on his shoulder, like damn, this is my chance to finally end Georgia's reign against us. And nope, like at the end of the day, like that wasn't that like a 25, 30-yard kick? I think that was the kick attempt.
Yeah, I think
that was dude, because Tennessee was just running it down. They had the game in their hands. That was probably one of the easiest field goals of his life. And
well, I mean, he had the pressure on him.
Yeah, in just terms of just like.
Oh well, yeah. Physically, yeah.
It was probably right there.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, poor kid, dude. That was. Yeah, and then the fact that you could see when he was walking up, like, oh, dude, maybe, maybe he's not.
And the crazy thing is that in overtime, when they went to overtime, he kicked the same kick and made it.
Right,
I was like, oh my,
bro,
dude, there's even more pressure on that.
No, there wasn't, because it's like, you're already fucked up, dude, you know what I mean? Like, what else do you got to lose? You mess it up again?
Because imagine if he would have shaken it again.
I mean, it wouldn't have been as bad as the first one.
No,
I think that's why he was just like,
I would have just walked home at that point.
I mean, imagine his teammates. It's like, we all played our ass off. You just had to kick a field goal, dude. And don't get me wrong, like I know it's hard kicking field goals. I tried to kick field goals in high school. I played soccer, but I mean.
But in terms of like the conditioning and everything you have to do compared to the rest of your teammates.
Yeah, that's my point is like
I feel like the pressure I feel like the pressure of kicking.
Yeah, that's just
is
the very
astronomically higher than any.
Yeah, obviously.
It's like a last second catch.
You have all the vols.
Or it's almost like playing quarterback. Like in some situations, like you have a lot of pressure on you, but. I mean, dude, you just gotta put it through those things. You gotta put it. I mean, that's all that it is. But I mean, going on, there was another game too. It was an upset, a crazy upset. But someone out of Clemson, I think.
Yeah, Clemson and Georgia. We actually got that one on the docket. Second takeaway out of the top 5. Me and Alvin watched. I don't know if you watched this game, but
I didn't get to watch it,
our offense, not our team. Headline that I put together was Manning continues to struggle as the Longhorns offense sputters against UTEP. It's just as a Longhorns fan to the day I die, we've been established this. I think I told Marcelo this, and I don't know if I told you this, Alvin. We are in a national title winning defense. We are an ACC offense. Absolutely. No, not even we have all the right pieces. We just don't have the right guy at the helm. And I'm so sick of tired of giving the man the benefit of the doubt every damn week. I am mad because, I mean, you got Texas Tech fans. One of my best friends back home, he's like, Texas Tech, their quarterback's doing great. But first and foremost, what I told him was like, hey, You put their quarterback against Ohio State. See what he does. Nothing. Your kicker will just be running it down. Or either that or you just won't do nothing.
Okay.
But getting back to the main headline of this. After watching that game and just seeing this man, you're playing UTEP. You're playing a school that's underneath you. Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna get this on camera now. How are you guys feeling about Arch now?
I think you can turn it around. That's still
okay, Alvin has faith. No, that's real. Okay, what do you think?
He has the ability to turn around, but the fact is this man needs to see a therapist because his mental state and where he needs to be every Saturday for his fan base and for his team, it's not there. You're struggling against a UTEP defense. Mind you, they're the University of Texas, El Paso. They are beneath us. They are part of our school systems. You're beneath us. You struggled. You scored 27 points against that defense. That defense who will get ran over by everybody.
Man, once he starts winning, y'all are gonna be like, "Oh, Arch.
No.
I know this. I know this. I know. I haven't said it.
It's just, but we're talking about the now. Right now, we've seen this man struggle since week 1. We're in week 3. We're going into week 4, and we're playing Sam Houston. I swear to heavens on high, if this man struggles against Sam Houston, bro, I might just put it down for a little bit. I might have to take a breather because that game literally made me take a massive deep breath. Because, like I said, they're a massive SEC defense, and we have all the right offensive pieces, but this man is falling terribly under pressure. Alvin?
I don't really have much else to say other than what you said, man. I feel Archie definitely has the legs. You know, he can definitely move in the pocket. He just can't get it done in the pass game, and it's so jarring to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the scheme just doesn't fit his sort of play style, if it's the playbook itself, and that why it's not, or maybe it's just his mental state. Maybe it's the pressure and being, always compared to his father and always having this, or not his father, his uncles, yeah, and always having this freaking shining ray on him since high school. Since high school and before high school, that he's supposed to be this super prospect, I don't know if it's that, but he just really needs to get it together. I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know. Maybe he needs to sit for a little bit. But I still believe in him. I still think he can get it done. I feel like he's gonna have a good game at Sam Houston. I don't really care if he doesn't or does have a good game. I want to see it against Florida. I wanted to see it against the SEC teams. Mm-hmm. I could care less about blowing out subpar team.
But also, if the man struggles against Sam Houston, it's going to be a damn problem. Marcelo.
Listen, my only take about that situation is Brad Jackson is better than Arch Manning.
You know what? Week 1
are laughing, man.
Week 1, we would argue with you. Week 1, we would argue with you, but as of right now, they might be on par. Because Arch is playing like he's an ACC quarterback, like just a standard FBS quarterback, third string.
And Brad is playing like an SEC quarterback. Even though, even though, you know what I mean,
this last game did not. So,
but let's forget about it, dude. Whatever. Shit happens, dude. We got put on House of Highlights like 4 times. Okay, it's whatever, dude. It's all good.
Yeah, they made a highlight reel off of our defense.
Yeah, dude. But shit happens, man. You know what I mean? It's all good, dude. Brad Jackson is still better than Arch Manning. I'm gonna die on that hill.
Moving on to the third.
Brad Jackson for Heisman.
Moving on to the third takeaway. Clemson falls to Georgia Tech, and Clemson also falls out of championship contention. Georgia Tech has lately been on a tear. Crazy. They've been on an absolute tear, and it was announced the other day that Clemson is actually out of championship contention. They're done. Really? Yeah, just like Florida.
The ACC championship.
No, because Georgia Tech wasn't ranked until
True,
Florida.
but I felt if they won the ACC championship, since they expanded it to more teams, that they would be able to enter the playoffs still. Because I'm pretty sure now you have a bunch of random teams. Like Boise State made it last year. They were ranked like 12, but they won their divisional championship, and they were able to make it in.
Let me see.
I can't remember. But hey, yeah. I'm pretty sure I enjoyed taking that game. So I can't remember.
I just thought about that. It would have been a way better analogy to compare Champions League to college football. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. Now you guys kind of get it? Yeah, it's like top 2 in college football. Okay.
Now you know.
Sorry.
So just to kind of back up the fact, Georgia, with their loss to Georgia Tech, the Clemson Tigers have effectively been immediately from the college football playoffs. So they can't make it to the title game at all. They're just playing for numbers. That's
People were writing Clemson. People were saying that Clemson was going to take it all this year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they did have Cade Klubenak the last year. They were playing pretty electric.
Well, I'm just saying though, like that's what people were saying. Like it's kind of surprising they fell out this quick. Also, didn't Notre Dame fall out?
Yes, they did. They lost to 2 ranked teams, so
they're not playing anyone.
They're also an independent.
Well, yeah, that's what's going to hurt them, right? Because they're not playing anyone in their season. That's going to like.
True. What is the schedule looking like? I can't remember.
Here, let's pull up. It's a Notre Dame schedule.
I don't remember.
So far, big teams that are out are Clemson and Florida.
Are they even still ranked? They're probably like 24 at this
Notre
point.
Dame?
Yeah.
Oh, I looked it up earlier.
Also,
Let me see.
I know we don't like them at all, but they're playing pretty good.
Actually, I'm fine with Notre Dame. I kind of like Notre Dame.
No, I'm saying
Texas
A&M, yeah.
Fuck A&M. We're still gonna beat them. We're still gonna beat them. Okay, no.
Praying to God we do.
Right, because like they've played.
USC.
No, Notre Dame is still ranked, so we're good.
Yeah.
They're ranked 24.
USC is still ranked, so if they rise up the rankings, they could gain some more points back. But I can't see them raising up that. They play Arkansas, Purdue. Every other team is unranked and not the greatest, other than USC. I can't really see them.
Yeah, that's why they're writing them off.
Yeah.
But I mean, Notre Dame, they had their Cinderella story last season. And speaking of very, very short-lived Cinderella story, Florida football is absolutely toasted. That's the fourth takeaway. They're absolutely cooked. Because Gators this past weekend, this past weekend the Gators lost and USF lost, which both of y'all had hoped for. I told y'all no. Miami cooked. Florida football's done, and they're officially out. I mean, they were out last weekend, but they lost 20-10 against against a dangerous LSU team. Let's kind of talk about Florida and their struggles. I mean, we haven't seen a good Florida team since 2013.
I actually think that this is a fabulous Florida team. I just think the quarterback is subpar. Absolutely subpar. The defense held them to 13 points, I believe, with a pick six coming off of one of DJ's throws.
I think it was 10 points.
Wasn't DJ having
10 points? Yeah,
he had like a crazy season last season, right? Behind that other quarterback.
No, I think he was starting last year.
Or was it the year before?
The year before.
I know he was fighting. Richardson. I know he was fighting for position with. Oh, but then he got hurt. That's right. He had a quarterback and then he was starting. Yeah, but I mean, he didn't have this bad of a start last season. Is what I'm trying to say. I mean, I thought he looked really good last season. I mean, I didn't think, dude, 5 picks.
I feel like after that first pick, it sort of just got into his head.
And I'll put the graphic up. I'll put the graphic up because I sent y'all one, but I feel bad for the people that I'm gonna steal it from. But I'll put the graphic up of just this man's great but dog shit game. But yeah, I mean, Miami is looking really strong this year. I mean, they've been looking strong for the past few years. Last year with Cam Ward, absolute CFB GOAT. For last year, the man was putting on Madden numbers. But yeah, Miami looks dangerous this year. They really do. But they are definitely the kings of Florida, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, last and final takeaway: Bama finally gets a damn win at home.
Called it, man.
They finally win. I mean, they beat Wisconsin, but at the end of the day, like,
it's Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin, but also who they lost to. They lost to Florida State.
Florida State's a good team. I'm standing on Tommy Castellanos.
Now we know that Florida State's a damn good team, and they're looking dangerous. They are looking dangerous.
Last week they won by what, 70 points, 77 points. I think
That's Indiana State, man. Come on.
No, it was East Texas. They played, and it was 77-3 against East Texas A&M. So they've been playing. Yeah,
they beat 77-3.
I didn't even see this. Indiana beat Indiana State 73-0.
I kind of took those games out because I mean, like, if they're not playing
a
challenging team, yeah.
A 3-win team.
So this, like, with continuing on with CFB, I kind of made some notes in terms of like, because this weekend it's kind of going to be a pretty dead weekend in terms of CFB. Bama's not even playing this weekend, I don't think. Bama, I don't think Bama's playing this week. It's not even on the chart.
No, I don't think they are.
No.
Actually,
so
South Carolina, Missouri game's gonna be good though.
Looking ahead on some key games to watch this week for Week 4, you got Texas Tech University, ranked 17, playing ranked 16 Utah. Ooh. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm gonna have to
give it to Utah.
I'm going to give it to Utah. I forgot the name of the quarterback, but I've heard a lot about him. I've heard he's Heisman contending. He's just putting together a fabulous year. And that Utah defense, every single year since they got their new head coach, has been stellar. Cole Bishop on the Bills right now. Love him. He did get stiffied. But
Devin Dampier.
Yep, Devin Dampier. I have a big hope for him, same as I have with Joey Aguilar, a bunch of people. I'm going though.
I hate Texas Tech, so I just immediately wrote down Utah.
Yeah, if you're not Texas State, I'm not supporting you, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Respect.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So what's your pick?
For Tennessee and who?
No, Texas Tech and Utah. Both are ranked. Texas Tech
like I
being
said, man, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going with any other team in Texas.
And then another key game, because mind you, like I said, we only got 3 CFB key games. The rest are gonna just be kind of boring or uninteresting in a sense. It's just gonna be a lot of blowouts. You got ranked 22 Auburn versus ranked 11 OU, which another team that I hate with every cell in my body. Even though I hate OU, I picked OU to win this game because Auburn. I've looked at Auburn's last few games; they have yet to be tested. And then OU just beat. OU just did they beat Michigan? Yeah, they beat Michigan, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So OU just beat a battle-tested Michigan. Auburn hasn't been tested, so it's like, could Auburn really face the lights and beat a really good OU team this year, or does OU just kind of run through them?
I'm not sure if Oklahoma's really been tested so far.
The Michigan game,
game,
also,
electric game. The defense for Michigan is still great, but the offense for Michigan wasn't up to par. They were starting a freshman, 18-year-old Bryce Underwood. I'm not gonna say that they're really tested against their own defense yet. To say that they're really that elite of a team, I might be a little biased. I'm a Texas fan, but still, I want to see what they can put against Auburn, and I believe Auburn's quarterback should be Jackson Arnold. Revenge game. I feel like that game is gonna be electric. I don't really have a pick for this game, in my humble opinion, because I don't think Auburn's gonna win, but I don't want to pick Oklahoma. So
final game. This is a good game every year, but I think this is just going to be an absolute ass whooping. Florida might go 0-3 because they play Miami.
That's gonna be a crazy game. I have to agree with you unless they don't start DJ for that
I
game.
mean, to be fair, they have nothing to chase now.
True, but I still want to, knock down, a top 4 team. In my opinion, I feel that the defense can definitely keep it with Miami's offense. Absolutely, Florida, one of the best defenses I've ever seen this year. I just need to see the quarterback play in the first quarter to really, have a solid choice. So I'm still gonna go with the underdog this time. I'm gonna go with Florida. Another game though that I'm kind of excited for is Michigan and Nebraska, because Nebraska, Matt Rule and Daniel Raiola, they're on a 2-game winning streak. I feel like they could, pull out the upset in that game as well. Want to be Pat. Want to be Pat. I respect it.
Oh yeah, that's where he's playing, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I kind of left out that game is because we kind of already know who's going to win. Michigan, Yeah.
Hey man, we don't know. He turns into Patty Mahomes. Things can happen.
Yeah, but except if only he played comparable. He don't. He's trash. He is absolute trash. Marcelo, who are your pick? Who do you pick? Florida or Miami?
I'm gonna go with Miami. I mean,
Very
Carson
safe
Beck's
choice.
looking pretty good this season, and after those 5 picks, I just don't trust in Florida's quarterback if I were to make a bet. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going Miami all the way, but I don't know. They could turn it around. You're in the position you need to turn it around. You need a big win against your rival. So, all right, man. But I'm still gonna go with Miami.
One thing that we forgot to talk about, and the only reason this team is even talked about is because of their coach. Colorado Buffaloes. They fall to 0-3 or 1-2 against Houston. I think it was Houston. They lost to. Yeah. Their defense, like their coach said it best, played like hot garbage. Defense horrible. Offensive line struggling. Quarterback situation. Their quarterback played horrible. Like they cannot figure out their quarterback situation. They cannot. They can't. They just can't figure out a team. And I didn't watch the game, but I mean, just doing some research this past week over the game and throughout the weekend, it's like their starting quarterback they started off with couldn't get it done. Then they switched into the third string, and the third string had a game, which ultimately won them the game. And then this past game put them in again, struggled. And then they put in their second. It's just like you can't figure out, and it's just like y'all are so worried about putting ourselves on the media instead of actually putting together a good team. Because, like, I mean, every week they got somebody new on their YouTube channel. You know, they got this new celebrity that I don't know if they're paying them, I don't know if they're not, whatever, trying to spew words into deaf ears. And it's just like, maybe you should get off the whole. Because, I mean, you don't see Texas on social media. Mind you, we're not playing that good, but you don't see these top schools constantly posting on YouTube channel, constantly trying to get, it out there. So I just see another dud season for Colorado. Thoughts?
I agree on that. I did not know that they were switching out quarterbacks so consistently. I think that's one of the dumbest moves you could possibly do. You have to put a quarterback in and let him start. If he messes up one time, let him have another try. If he messes up a second time, one more try. If he messes up a third time, okay, switch him out. You can't just keep doing this musical chairs with the quarterback because you never let them get settled. You never let them grow. You never let them change. You just punish them immediately and kick them off the game.
Psychology.
Exactly. That's why Archie's still starting for Texas. That's why Bryce Underwood after his first game he struggled with that. That's why he's still starting. They didn't immediately kick him off and immediately start somebody else to try and win a game. That's not how you're gonna develop a quarterback very well. I feel like that's something that Sanders doesn't really understand right there. And then another thing about the team is that their offensive line continues to have struggles because they keep trying to do this plug and play method with pulling in transfers every year, trying to just stick and pick players to see whichever one plays the best. That's not going to work. You need to develop your freaking O-line. This isn't the NFL. This is college football. You can't just sign a guy for $30 million and bam, now you have a top 5 offensive lineman. No, you need to develop him over time. And he's not letting that happen. I think this year they had, again, one of the highest transfer rates out of every school. It's ridiculous. You're having a bunch of people come and then a bunch of people go. There's a reason why they're transfers.
The turnover rate, yeah.
Exactly. It's a reason why they're transfers. They're not serious about the game most of the time. They just want money, or they just never was starting at their blue collar, schools, or they just
want to be coached under Deion Sanders.
Exactly. And then they also have off the field issues. It's just that's not how you build a team, and that's something Deion Sanders needs to get better at doing. He needs to be better at recruiting, and not just only going for 5 stars as he's been doing, 5 stars or 4 stars. That's not how you're going to build this team over time and build it into a blue-collar school. You need to start with the 2 stars, the 3 stars, the 4 stars. That's what Nebraska is doing, and they're slowly, building up a solid team. That rule, I respect his coaching methods more than Deion's right now. Deion just needs to change how he's handling the team. He doesn't have Travis. He doesn't have his sons anymore. He needs to change up the method because he can't just keep pulling a bunch of people and then hoping to win a game. It's not how it's going to work.
Kind of picking back off what you said, I don't know, did you catch Colorado's first loss this season?
No, I did not.
So I was just kind of swifting through the channels because, I mean, Texas that game was really good. It was the first week when they played Ohio State, whatever. And I was watching this game. I clocked in the last 2 minutes of the game, and Colorado could have won it. They had the ball. They had less than 2 minutes to go, whatever. They had 2 timeouts left. And I watched the coach let his team fail. I watched the coach and Deion Sanders let his team fail. He let that clock run down. He did not call a single timeout. Yeah. They had 1 touchdown to go, and they would have won the game. Instead, he just kind of sat there and just sat there on the sidelines and just kind of like, oh, I give up.
Really?
Yeah. He had 2 timeouts left in that game and just let his team fall. And I think it was just more so the fact that it was like he was blaming it on it. I mean, yes, you can blame it on your players, but at the same time, as a coach, take that accountability for the fact that you had 2 timeouts left and there was a chance for you to go downfield and score and win the game. Except you let your pride get over you and you lose it as a learning lesson for your team. That's where my respect for Deion Sanders as a coach, not as a person, but as a coach, kind of fell just a little bit. No, what are your thoughts on that, Marcel?
I mean, listen, I think when people hate on Deion, I mean, I understand. I'm always I like results. I like playing the sport, but I understand the marketing. If someone were to market our school like that, we would all like it. You know what I mean? Make our school known, and we know Colorado State now because of Deion. It's a very known school now, even if they're not competitively, but we know them because of the Sanders. So, in that term, I'm not against it. I'm not against glamming up and just being known for what you're known for. But at the same time, I do understand you need results, and they're not delivering those results. You want a fan base who they want that publicity, they want to be known, but you want results. You know what I mean? You want to see especially what your focus is. You want to see that investment. You want to see a return on it, obviously. So. Yeah, man, I get where the frustrations are coming from. I'm not huge into Colorado. I don't follow them that much, but yeah, I didn't know that they were switching out their quarterbacks. I mean, like I said, I'm not the big football guy. You guys are, but I mean, I doubt that's good for a quarterback. I'm pretty sure that's why Ewers was starting all of last year instead of March, because you're not gonna mess with his psychology if that's your guy. If you believe in your guy, that's your guy.
Yeah, but piggybacking off that, there was also some games where we just let Arch start because, we were playing a dog shit team.
Well, yeah, but that's different. You know what I mean?
That was just like for the reps.
You're not gonna start Arch all of a sudden when it's an important game.
Yeah.
It's just because yours might have had an off game. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But that chapter's closed. But yeah, I mean, them struggling wasn't gonna be a surprise. When they lost their two biggest players, which is their quarterback, Sanders and Travis Hunter. So yeah, let's see how they recover, but it's not looking too good for them. They really need to deliver results by next season if they really want to keep having that notoriety. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Staying in the football room and closing the chapter of this week's Week 3 recap. Actually, before we do that, we already did our predictions. So closing this week's chapter of CFB Week 3, let's go ahead and move on to NFL Week 2. By the way, NFL, I haven't felt this excited about NFL in a long time. I haven't felt this. And before we go on our personal takes, talk to me.
Mayfield.
Oh, no.
What happened with Mayfield? I was seeing a bunch of edits about him going crazy.
Oh, he did go crazy, man. It's always been like this with Mayfield, man. Ever since he left the Browns and he struggled and then he got to the Buccaneers, he's always gonna get a bunch of notoriety every time he does good. And he deserves to. I was cheering for Baker when he was on the Browns. I was like, he's a dog. That game I didn't catch completely all of it, but he just did what he always does. He came in clutch. He has that clutch gene, and he showed up for his team and got him down the field and kicked that field goal and won the game.
Yeah. Going on to CN7 Sports Media, NFL Week 2 top 5 takeaways. Alvin, you want to go ahead and start with the first one?
The Chiefs. We love it. We love it, man. 0-2 start. Oh, man. The Chiefs just aren't the Chiefs this year, man. You can tell.
We said that last year, though, and look where they made it.
True. I'm still going to, see what happens with the Chiefs. They're going to...
They still lost.
Crazy. Yeah, they still lost.
Which, that loss will transition us into take 4. Marcelo, you want to take on number 2?
Burrow suffers turf toe. What is turf toe?
Basically,
I feel like I've had that before. Can you explain it? You played.
Not really. I never had it myself, but nobody on the team ever had it when I was playing. I have no idea what turf toe is.
Basically, he basically just got a broken toe. That's it. But he's going to be out for a good minute.
Yeah.
He's
3 months, I think.
He's going to be out for a good minute, which, I mean,
those muscles don't
Bengals weren't having the best start to their season, but as we know, the Bengals, and we talked about this last episode, they always end up picking it up. They always end up picking up by the end of the season, end up like higher to midfield on the ranks. But that kind of sucks for the Bengals because now they kind of have to make some calls or use their backups. And they're going to end up on a mid-season again because 3 months in football injury is a long time. And like I heard a take the other day. They said that Joe Burrow is our generation's Tom Brady. I was like, all right, hold on now. Mind you, he was a part of a Super Bowl, like took the Bengals to the Super Bowl not that long ago. Didn't win. But still, I just feel like he is the right player, wrong cleats.
It's fun watching him.
I see more
wrong team. Right player, wrong team.
I see more comparison to Andrew Luck because right player, wrong team, injuries like crazy. It feels like the same thing. They still haven't really fully built that offensive line. They seem to keep on struggling. I don't know if they're struggling as much this year as they have been in previous years, but They just haven't solved the problem, and it's gonna keep getting Burrow hurt. And how long is Burrow gonna keep up with this? I feel like Burrow has more of a love of the sport than Andrew Luck, so I think he may stick with it for longer. But they need to solve that issue. They need to be able to keep him safe better. They need to be able to do something better before he either retires or chooses to leave the team.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be playing the Vikings this week, who also have a hurt quarterback.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
But by the way, Khabib pulled an Andrew Luck and retired early. Okay, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing. Going on in week 3, Lions finally pulled through. Did you catch that game? I missed it. So Alvin was kind of in charge of catching the games because I went to go watch the new Demon Slayer movie, absolute peak, by the way. As an anime fan, I could not miss that. I had it planned for a week. So Alvin, give us What do you mean?
Demon Slayer.
Oh, they're on the Infinity Castle arc.
Oh.
Yeah. I went to go watch it in IMAX. I'm like, I can't. The only thing is, I ended up catching it in sub.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to read the entire movie. Yeah, I've been watching Demon Slayer in dub this whole time, so watching it in sub kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But overall, the fights, art, perfect. But Alvin, what happened in the Lions game? Enlighten us.
As you can see, man, we see the better team with the Lions. They really showed, that they didn't
Still
need Ben
Lions?
Johnson, to have an explosive offense. Last game was just, a shaky start, a fluke type of game, and they really showed it on the Bears. The Bears offense,
Shout out Luck.
I can't even fully address what the issue is currently with that offense. I feel like maybe it's just because they have a young quarterback that still have a pretty young offense. Maybe they just need more time to, really get their groove on. So, there's still a little hope for that, Bears team. But as always, it is the Bears. Worst luck ever. So, but the Bears defense by far struggling. That Bears defense is a fabulous defense. It was crazy to see them just be absolutely exposed the entire game. But yeah, it was just the better team won. The Lions won. The Bears need more time. The Lions are more of a complete team. I'm not sure if they're going to go on that Cinderella run. If they're going to go on that big run again this year, but you can see that they still have that dog. You can still have to see that they still have that.
One person that I don't think has a dog in them at all. If anything, he has like a female dog in him. Might be Caleb Williams. Did y'all catch what that man was doing on the sidelines while his team was getting absolutely toasted? They were painting his nails on the sidelines, bro.
Man,
painting them pink, bro. Your team is getting absolute cooked. You're playing like dog shit, and you're painting your nails on the sideline. Marcelo, what are your thoughts? Just on their performance, but also for what I just saw. Because I was scrolling today and I saw that. I was like, dude, I gotta talk about that on the pod.
Listen, man, you're winning. That's a power move. It's like,
But that feels like Anthony Richardson leaving the game because he was tired.
That's as outrageous as like when Antonio Brown just went crazy, took off his uniform, and you're just like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
And the man was all smiles with it too. I was like, are you serious right now?
Listen, man, if you want to paint your nails,
I'm so glad I'm not a Bears fan.
Me too, bro.
I'm so like we chose the right side of the rivalry. We really did. Going on, I'm gonna go ahead and read the fourth takeaway. Going back to what Alvin read, the first, Eagles win the Super Bowl rematch, and this could be potentially the game of the weekend for sure. Game of NFL Sunday. They definitely proved that they are the NFL champs. It kind of felt like Josh Allen when he won the MVP and then he came and beat the Ravens like he is the MVP. And Eagles, even though it was nowhere near a higher scoring game, Eagles offense couldn't fully get loose and only dropped 20, and Chiefs only scored 17. I saw that. I think everybody saw that clip where I think it was Chris Jones. He was talking shit while they were in victory formation. At the end of the day, like, dude, you lost again.
Mm-hmm.
This is your chance to prove to them, like, oh, look, we just had an off day. No, you're just not the Chiefs anymore. Father Time caught up to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are 0-2. But let's not take it away from the Eagles. The Eagles proved that they might run it back this year. They might spin the block and take it home again. What are your thoughts?
I think that defense is definitely still in that Super Bowl caliber defensive schematics. But their offense, it did feel a bit inept that game, and it can be because they play the Chiefs defense, which has definitely gotten better over the time, even though the Chiefs offense has taken a step back as always. But I think they have a chance of, keeping it going, but I really need to see some more, just explosiveness out of them. There's a lot more NFC teams are starting to pick it up this year, especially like the Lions are starting to pick it up this year, as always. But I feel like maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I want to wait till week 9 before I, make some Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be covering the entire season. We're going to be covering a lot of different seasons for sure. Marcelo, did you catch the rematch?
I didn't really catch NFL this week, I'm going to be honest, boys. But I just really watched highlights and what I saw on social media. Obviously, I saw Baker Mayfield had a big game. I saw Cowboys. They won. Is it going to be your season this season again? Is it?
Oh,
finally or what? I don't know, man. I don't know.
That had to be game of the week.
Possibly. There was a lot of great games. And that's the beautiful thing about the NFL right now is like I haven't been this excited about an NFL season in so long. And then the last thing, like we said, this is what we just said. There was a lot of close games, but there was a lot of drama at the same time. We saw the Chargers, Pete Carroll, and we saw Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. We saw them go down. We saw the Raiders go down. What happened?
You showed me the Falcons.
I didn't see that, dude. I felt bad. I looked at it. I was like,
don't even start.
What happened?
Don't even start. Okay, look. We're gonna address the purple elephant in the room. Me and Alvin, if y'all don't know already, we're huge Vikings fans. We bleed purple and gold on Sundays and bleed burnt orange on Saturdays. And I didn't catch the game, but I know Alvin caught it.
Keep in mind, they're Texas State students. Just want to get that out there. It's a weird combination, but
hey, but when we're all at UT recording a podcast, we're all gonna say something else. Absolutely. So I'm gonna give the floor to Alvin on this one because he watched the game. He has the most knowledge, and I can already sense the frustration as my Viking brother.
That defensive game. Peak. I was so happy. B-Flow is leading that defense massively, man. I'm so proud of that defense, man. Everybody on the defense was showing out. Now let's go to the offense.
Before we go to the offense, do you feel like the Vikings and the Longhorns are on par in terms of because what the you can argue that because one, defense is immaculate, offenses. There's only one person that's struggling on that damn offense. Except on the Vikings, that's our offensive line.
Yeah. I feel like that's the one difference. I don't think J.J. McCarthy's really been given enough time in that pocket. I feel like every time, other than when it's a quick pass, the pocket falls apart. And those long throws, when he actually has time in the pocket, he's hitting those deep throws, like that one to J.J. McCarthy right before halftime. They let us kick a field goal. I can see the flashes in him. But our offensive line, just terrible. School or whatever. I hate him. He sucks. Freaking the worst. Every time I see him, he's getting absolutely blown out when he's not getting a chip block to help him. It's terrible. He got hurt. And then the third string came in, Walter Rouse. I'm not as mad at him. He's still a young player. He's still developing, and he just got thrown in the game against, one of the best defensive lines in the league, the Atlanta Falcons, So I wasn't as mad as him. And then our center got hurt as well, I forgot his first name, Ryan Kelly. He got knocked out the game. Cam Jurgens came in, and he just doesn't have the chemistry with the quarterback at center, and that's really important. So now the entire left side of that line is a third string, a rookie, and a backup. That isn't very good. So the entire left side is just atrocious, every time. I hate it. We couldn't do anything. Not a damn thing. I hate it, bro. But at least next week we'll get Christian Darrisaw. So that's.
I will tell y'all this is that if you ever get a chance, if you're a Vikings fan, you get a chance to watch a game with my boy over here. As a Vikings fan myself, it is amazing. It is so amazing because we are two different energies. One of us is very excited. One of us is is like going after it, and then I'm just over here just like chill because I've been experiencing this since Adrian Peterson and even before Adrian Peterson. I've just been, if we win, we win, we lose, but Alvin over here, I used to be able to name every player on the dang team, and then we got a general manager who's been cooking for us lately, and I can't name everybody. But big story is this: one, Falcons ran through us. Two, no, they didn't run through us. Our
Bijan Robinson ran through us. That man could not get stopped, bro. What the hell was that? Jeez, couldn't tackle him for nothing. Every time I just see somebody trying to hit somebody, wrap him up, bro. And then freaking Pace was just. He's always there. He just freaking misses tackles. My bad for interrupting.
No.
Well, speaking of ran through and the Vikings, shout out Cardi B. She's pregnant with Stephon Diggs.
He's not even
ex-Viking though. Ex-Viking.
He definitely scored.
He's sleeping with her sister or something, bro. That man's with everybody. Come on.
That's true. That's one thing him and Offset got in common. But going back to Vikings and football is the fact that
man, I saw it. I had to say it.
A positive thing, even though our defense did really good. Our defense did really good, and our offense kind of struggled. They did struggle. JJ McCarthy just could not find his path during that game. We might get prime Carson Wentz back. We got Carson Wentz, who's been we can call him garbage, but this man has been sitting. He's been sitting in the fire for a long time, and I'm actually excited to get a veteran QB in there, to just maybe light a spark in our offense. Even though we just lost Aaron Jones for a few weeks, but we did re-sign Cam Akers as well. So
love Cam.
There is some hope in the Vikings, considering the fact that we're getting Carson Wentz back. He's been in a backup for a while now, and I feel like he has that fire in him just to go out there and prove to everybody that he is still that prime Carson Wentz that we know. So
absolutely, man.
That's one thing to talk about.
We do still have KOC, the old quarterback whisperer. Every quarterback he's touched is done.
Speaking of
Daniel
NFL,
Jones. Look at
Danny
him.
Dimes.
Yeah, Danny fucking Dimes, bro.
I was just about to talk about that.
Him.
I had Daniel Jones. Long story short, first round draft pick for the Giants. They thought he was going to be their savior for the organization and for the fans. Turns out he was dog water. But he did have some games that titled him.
Was he?
Danny Dimes, right? And I had a kid question. I had a kid ask me a question to ask on the pod. He was like, "Could Daniel Jones and the Colts?" Because the big talk is that the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl. They damn near lost. But dude, did y'all see that clip of when he missed the field goal and then
the flag? God,
he missed the field goal and then whatchamacallit? Their mascot just fell down for it. I was hey, but Danny Dimes is on a run right now. But the main thing with Danny Dimes is that he's Danny Dimes for a good 2-3 games, and then he's back to the same old Danny J.
I agree with that. He usually is like that, but I feel like this is sort of different. He's had that time with KOC, as we know. Every quarterback he's touched has, started to do great things with Sam Darnold also blowing out the Steelers. That was crazy. I think Danny Dimes with a good offensive line can be electric. I feel like that's the one thing the Giants never gave him. They never gave him a decent offensive line the entire time he was there. He was set up to fail. They took forever getting him pieces. They just got, Malik Neighbors last year. They never gave him the pieces. They got rid of Saquon. Again, no pieces. Now he's over there with the Colts, and he has every single piece. He has the young man Tyler Warren. He has JT. He has Alec Pierce. He has Pittman. He has Josh Downs and Donnie Mitchell. That O-line is damn good. He has all the pieces. Now he just needs to be able to be a decent game manager, and he's actually doing excellent. I feel like the Colts can make a run as long as Danny Dimes continues to play at a solid pace Also, shout out Cam Bynum. 2 picks on the year. That's my dog. I wish we kept him. Fuck Byron Murphy Jr.
Hey, we got Thielen back. We can bring him back.
I hope, but he signed to a $4 million contract. They're not gonna let that boy go, bro. Oh, I miss him.
Marcelo, any final thoughts of NFL before we move on to predictions?
R.I.P. the Vikings, bro.
Hey, bro, it's not over yet.
Might as well just say R.I.P. the Chiefs at this point because there's a potential idea that the Chiefs are out of playoffs. I mean, they're not gonna make it. I mean, right now it's the Eagles again. Eagles have been consistent the last 10 years, or maybe 5-10 years or whatever, just doing great things. I mean, even if they lose, they lost Nick Foles and then lost Carson Wentz and then they got Jalen Hurts and then right now they're just making all the right things to go back to back in the Super Bowl. So we'll see. Now let's go ahead and move on to this upcoming week 3 of NFL.
Some picks. Dolphins and Bills. Who do you got?
Bills.
Bills. Dolphins are trash.
Absolutely.
And Tua.
He's
Speaking of, we forgot to cover that. Tua might have CTE right now. I don't know if that concussion really went to his head, but I mean, he's blaming his own wide receivers for not getting open. But man, you're throwing it 20 yards past Tyreek Hill and expecting him to catch it when he's in the spot he's assigned to be at.
That doesn't make no
Bro,
sense to me.
and then on top of that, they had a players-only meeting. And one thing that I learned from players, just from watching,
JJ Watt,
from JJ Watt, is that if you have a players-only meeting, your season's already cooked. Like that means one, you hate your coach, but at the same time, like, why are you micromanaging your team? These are grown-ass men.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing that?
He had, a year in Miami? He looks like a Miami guy. I mean, if you see the contrast of when he came in, their head coach, when he came into Miami from now, I mean, he looks like, he's sniffing on the weekend. So, I mean, who knows, dude? Who knows?
That's just sad.
Poor Dolphins.
But
Bengals and Vikings.
Vikings.
I'm going to go Bengals.
Hey, say it with confidence. Say it we got Carson Wentz. We don't know what the hell they got. All right? We don't know.
I believe in our defense. Like, say that.
Texans and Jaguars.
Honestly, Texans has not been playing that good, and then Jaguars are actually looking really good. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Jaguars, Travis Hunter did play on both sides of the ball. I know we keep breaking off.
A solid break off. Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Breakup, yeah.
He's doing good on both sides. I mean, he had I think 1 catch for 22 yards or whatever, 6 catches for whatever. But he also did pretty good on the defense as well. Yeah, I got the Jaguars on that one.
I got the Jaguars too, man. The Texans' offensive line is terrible, man.
They're
not playing up to par.
Yeah, no, I got the Jaguars. I like what I've been seeing from Hunter. And I mean, I'm going with Jaguars.
Okay. Colts, Titans, I'm gonna give that one to the Colts. Raiders, Commanders, I'm giving it to the Commanders.
I'm giving that one to the Raiders.
Raiders. Rams and Eagles, I'm giving that one to the Eagles.
I'm gonna go Rams, bro. Their offense is just that electric. Matthew Stafford feeding Puka Nacua, it's just that electric. I gotta go with the Rams.
Falcons, Panthers. Panthers are trash this year. Let's get that out the way. Falcons. Steelers, Patriots.
Steelers.
Marcelo?
Patriots. Shout out Stephon Diggs, man.
He is definitely winning right now.
Is he playing yet? I can't even.
Yeah.
I thought he was interested. Okay.
Even though I think they lost their last game, or they I think
they did
0-2. Packers, Browns. Packers defense this year is looking stupid.
Oh man, that Packers.
And they're going good. They're doing good. As much as we as Vikings fans can't stand them, their defense is looking stupid. Their offense is also looking pretty good too. And it's the Browns.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere.
Packers probably have the best defense in the league as of right now, and I hate Jerry Jones' passion.
I got you. Sure. We're about to wrap up because I know camera's about to. Can you check the time on the camera? How much time we got left?
Where does it say?
It's on the top right.
One battery just came down. One little line.
So how much time does it say we got left?
I don't even know how much time it says.
I should speed through it. Screw it.
Okay. Jets, Buccaneers. Bucks. I got the Bucks.
Yeah.
Marcel?
I'm just disagreeing with you guys. Well, no, I'm actually going Mayfield Bucks.
Yeah, see.
Broncos, Chargers. I'm gonna go with Chargers on that one.
Yeah,
Chargers
are.
They're looking like a dangerous team this year.
They're looking like an AFC competitor, man.
Okay.
Championship.
Then we got Saints, Seahawks.
Saints.
I'm giving it to the Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks
Saints.
as well.
Saints. They're supposed to be in San Antonio.
Who's Saints
Forever.
quarterback?
I have no clue. They haven't been able to figure it out.
Don't they have Spencer Rattler?
Yeah, Spencer Rattler should be their quarterback right now.
Let me see.
Him in high school.
Like 80% sure it's Spencer Rattler.
They're 0-2 right now.
And Bears.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler.
Bears. Fuck the Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowgirls.
I hate the Bears because they're our rivals, but it's like Alvin said, forget the Cowboys. No, my bad. Fuck the Cowboys. I'll just say it. Yeah, fuck the Cowboys. Cardinals, 49ers.
Give me one
I'm
second.
gonna go Cards. I think the Cards gonna upset them, especially since
49ers are not doing great this year. Let's just get that out the way.
Especially with Brock Purdy out for another few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chiefs and Giants. Honestly, Giants are looking pretty good this year.
Mm-hmm.
They got Scatterboo in the mix. They got Russell Wilson, who's having a really good year actually.
The league neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson also blowout year for him. He's amazing. I wish I picked him up in fantasy.
And I mean, if this was every year the year before now, I would have chosen the Chiefs. But I mean, the Chiefs are not looking great. They're not looking great. And I believe that we're about to witness game of the weekend and possible game of the year besides Bills Ravens. We got Lions Ravens.
Damn, I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't know, but hey, the Ravens are looking. I mean, we say this literally every year. We say this every year until they hit the Super Bowl, and then they have to meet. Then they have to meet the Chiefs. It's just, but at the same time, like the Lions defense, they're nasty defense. They have a real nasty defense. Now, I feel like that's where the Ravens fold, is that their defense is not that great when you have a high-power offense.
Agreed.
But their offense makes up for it because they're an offensive leading team. And speaking of the Ravens, I actually watched their very first episodes of Hard Knocks.
Really? How was
and it was Ravens.
Really?
That was like when Shannon Sharp was on the Ravens and they had just won the Super Bowl.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Greatest.
W series, and it really gave me the energy and the grit. To kind of go off. Now, I think we're running out of, it's already telling us that it's going to die.
Okay.
So, on behalf of CN7 Sports Media, on behalf of me and
Alvin
and Marcelo, who had to step out, we will catch you guys in the next one. And we are so excited because we have so much content coming out for you guys. We have college football always going on. We have Premier League, or Champions League. We have NFL. And thank you guys for stopping by. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.